everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. We are starting this reading with 10 of Cups, Empress, and we also have 8 of Wands, which can mean that things are moving forward. When we have the Empress, we can be feeling like really energetically at our best. We can be feeling our most creative, or we can be feeling healthiest, or we can be feeling our most productive, or we can be really enjoying something. Having us start off with 10 of Cups, there's going to be a focus on really what feels right for you, and also having the Empress there is going to feel like what feels good kind of alongside that. And with 8 of Wands, it speaks about movements, and it speaks about having like a burst of energy and that things can be moving forward. So I see overall you can feel like it's reminding me of the notion of a kite that like finally hits some air, and that it just is like thriving, and that it goes up in the air, and that it's like where it needs to be. It's not really, there's no concern of it falling down or anything, because it kind of like caught that air wave that it needed to catch. So that's the way that this is feeling like to me. I'm seeing you spend some time thinking. Maybe something was brought to your attention here with this. Yeah, I see some stuff that you have going on. And you can be looking at it and being like, how do I optimize my joy? How do I optimize my creativity? How do I optimize my happiness? How do I maybe spend time with my family? For some of you, I'm getting that with 10 of Cups too, that like there can be something about that. I think this has to do with like the joys in life for you, and if those are things that you're choosing, and those are things that you're practicing, and those are things that you're loving and putting your energy into, are those things that maybe you could possibly be neglecting. You could be at a point where you're like, I really want to make sure that I'm focusing on the stuff that feels important to me, where I actually feel happy that I'm doing those things and I'm choosing those things because I have a connection to those things and that feels real to me. So there can be thinking about this. It can also be like, how could I maybe be happier or more fulfilled within my life? So if there's like a certain way that you want to be living or certain stuff that you want to be doing, it can be a time when you're looking at that and being like, how do I make sure that I'm focusing on those things? How do I make sure that like every day I'm giving some of my energy to that? Because these are the things that feel really important to you, where if you're not focusing on this stuff, you're not going to feel happy with your life. You're going to feel a disconnect. You're going to feel kind of empty. You're going to feel like you're doing things, but it doesn't really hold significant meaning to you. So it can be a time when you're looking at what really matters to you and what feels right. And it can be a time when you're figuring out how to maybe like do more of that. It can be like, how do I do more of the things that I like? How do I like participate or connect more with the things that I want, the things that allow me to feel kind of good with the way that I'm moving through things. And also when we have 10 of Cups, it's a discussion about stuff that maybe making a difficult choice now that you're going to be feeling happy with later. Because 10 of Cups speaks about the longevity of the choices that we make. So it's not just like, do I feel happy in this moment with this thing? It's kind of like choosing the thing that you're going to feel happy with more long term. So it's not just about the immediacy and then have it like go away as quickly as it came. It can be a time when you're like, I want to build something that feels solid, where I don't have to worry about this energy going up and down. Like I want to feel kind of consistently connected or fulfilled or happy with it, which is definitely possible, but you have to be choosing the right stuff then. So there can be stuff about choices and like, am I choosing those right things for myself? Like, what are my reasons behind what it is that I'm doing? And I think overall it's just like has to do with the stuff that you've been investing in and how you feel about those things. And if you feel happy with those things. And you can also be wanting to choose stuff that you feel like you actually enjoy having the Empress here. So this can be you getting more in touch with your taste and more in touch with your preferences and more in touch with your creativity and wanting to prioritize that and things that overall feel like it kind of affirms the things that you want affirmed. Like, are you choosing things that like allow you to feel good? Are you choosing things where you feel like maybe that value and that appreciation is there? Because Empress is really when we're feeling our best, when we're doing things that we feel empowered by. And like, are you choosing empowering things, or are you choosing different things for different reasons? So these things can be coming into question. And also, like, does that feel healthy to me? Because we also have Virgo here. That can be something too. Like, is this right for me? I feel like something clicked and something made sense. You can be just like having epiphanies about really what it is that you want to be focusing on and choosing. So maybe this was something that you were trying to figure out, and now you're like, okay, I got to this place. I feel like I'm understanding myself. Because you also have to be receptive to what you're communicating with you here. Having the Empress and having Ace of Swords can be like, I'm really understanding myself and what I want and what I like and what feels right to me. So I think this thing that you've been spending all this time thinking about and trying to figure out, you've now cracked the code is what this seems like. Like, you found your answers. That can also be too, like, what am I really going to feel happy with? Maybe you had some choices that you needed to make where you're like, is it this or is it that? What do I want to be doing here? Okay. This can be a relationship. This can be a project. It's just anything that you'll feel excited and happy about. That's what's being chosen. You're choosing something because it makes you happy. That's really it at the end of the day. Like, it's really not a complicated situation here. I'm seeing you looking at something, you have to feel it out, and now it feels like you've done exactly that and you know which way you want to go. I think being in this place with yourself, it can take a little bit of adjusting to really give yourself room here to do this in the way that you want to. But you can feel a little bit uncomfortable with that. Like, am I really gonna let myself do this? Not because you shouldn't, but because it can kind of just be like a mindset that you're adjusting to. Whereas before, like, maybe you'd been playing it small. Maybe you'd been doing things you didn't really want to be doing because you just felt like you had to for some reason or whatever. Now I'm seeing you be in a bit of a different place, but you're going to have to get used to this new mindset that you're in. And I think right now you can be feeling like kind of uncomfortable. You know, it's like you can feel uncomfortable. You can have a lot of stuff going on, like your mind can be very busy, but you can also know that this is right for you. So this isn't one of those times where you're like, I'm choosing this thing because it feels safe, but it's not really the right direction for me. This is like, I know that this is the right direction for me. Maybe it feels a little bit intimidating. Maybe this is going to take some getting used to, but I know that this is the right way. And I know that this is really me. This is what I want to be doing here. This is my path. Yeah, I think for you to take initiative within your life like this, it can be a little bit, I don't know, it can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit like, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to let myself do this? But overall, it feels like, yeah, of course, this is the right way for you to be moving with things. But I think there can be a feeling of ownership and responsibility here, and you maybe have to be a little bit brave. Maybe this is a little bit bold of you to be doing. Maybe you feel a little bit uncomfortable because of that, but still knowing that this is the right way for you to be going, definitely. I think also there can be a feeling of relief of you like finally doing something that you feel happy about and just giving yourself permission to do that. Where like maybe, yeah, this Nine of Swords is feeling like a bunch of different feelings. Like you can feel scared, you can feel happy, you can feel excited, you can feel anxious, you can feel relieved, you can feel like quizzical about things. It's just all of this different stuff that can be going on in your mind right now. And making this choice that feels really right for you. And I think allowing yourself to explore something purely because that is what you want to do and where you want to be going. I'm seeing like so much of the Venus and fire energy here, which feels like this is something that feel like you feel magnetized to this path, and it's something where you really have to be tuned in to your like ability to self-direct, because like in knowing yourself, you know that this is right. In directing yourself, this is where you're putting yourself, and this is what it is that you want to be pursuing. And I think that this can be a bold approach that you're taking, but you can feel like more empowered than ever by doing this, even if it feels a little bit nervous right now. And it does seem too like you've been thinking about this for a long time, and you're like, if I want to be happy, I have to create a life that I feel happy with, and I'm recognizing that that's my responsibility. And if I'm making choices for other reasons, that's on me too. So I think overall you've gotten to this place where you're like, I know what I got to do. I know where I want to be putting my energy. This is something that I want to be pursuing. I'm serious about this. And I think this is just like trusting yourself, really. And I do feel like this is a major breakthrough that you're having finally at this point, because this looks like you've been working through it for a long time, and now you have the answers that you've been looking for, and now you don't need to hold yourself back. You could just go for it now. So that's where I'm seeing us be. All right. We're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.